Hey there, friends with green thumbs, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Zed City, Episode 10, A New Farm. Hearing mining noises, I know I told Guero to do it, but it sketched me out for a second until I remembered. Oh yeah, I told Guero that was appropriate. Alright, threats heading towards 0. I don't think there's much of a reason to do a lot of clearing, but I want to make sure that they don't hit critical numbers and blob. And they certainly are gathered to say hello. Let me drink my water in peace. Because they're set on fight or attack anytime there's hostiles nearby. Every time he tried to take a sip of water, the zombie would wander back into view. Alright, so we have a little bit of downtime right now of 0 threat. I think there's enough zombies out there that it's not really worth capitalizing on the 0 threat situation. Next 14 days kind of looks like it sucks, though. God bless the satellite broadcasts of here's what's coming down the pipe for you. Letting us know that it's crappy days ahead. Shooting skill is basically just straight 20 all the time. Stormguard should be 20. Redfield's 20. Zeuson's not 20 yet, because she's been researching, primarily. But, she'll probably hit 20 sooner or later. And then the other advantage of this is it does give us, a little bit of extra line of defense. So that if there's a breach up here, they can't come into the main gate entryway as easily, which is helpful. I could definitely store the chem fuel somewhere a little bit more safe. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable thing to do. So I'll include, there actually aren't power cables around here. So this storage room is actually remarkably safe to store chem fuel in. Because there is no power nearby that poses a threat to the shelves. This is the closest here, which is not particularly close. All right, so the defense project is done. We have our shooting gallery is double insulated. This steel column I could probably remove. I don't really need it anymore. And then we can build the roof over all of this. And that will also help to remove the snow. So I'm going to do a snow removal area for the dock so that we can move and traverse a little bit faster. I almost have half of the extracts that I would need to treat a bite. Not that I'm planning it in bit. All right. You guys wanted me to have a multi-analyzer now that I actually have the high-tech research bench. I know I didn't move on this for a while, but let's get one. They're storing wood in the shelves? And steel? Yeah, because it's not, oh, and food. Yeah, it's not, linked yet. So here, stone blocks, steel. Oh, you know what? The settings might have gotten overwritten. Maybe. No, they look good. Okay. I would also say that we probably don't need any more fertilizer for now, unless we build another farm. So now that the defenses are done, or at least that part of the project is done, and the storage is more or less done, I'm going to poll you again about what to work on next. I'm also going to shrink this zone to be a little bit more reasonable. So there's still some wall smoothing to be done, but that's not like all that critical. Oh, you know, one thing I don't want to do, and I did see chat mention this, is any zone that is unrevealed, like here, could potentially have zombies in it, provided that the threat is greater than 0. So never mine into areas if your current threat is non-zero, because it could just, zombies could like pour out of there, which doesn't make much sense, but that's just the way the zombie mod works. So if you're going to do like cavern explorations, do cavern explorations when threat's 0 so that zombies can't be in those areas. Otherwise, you're in for, let's call it a treat. It won't be a good treat, but it will be a treat. So I had Guero poke into the spaces that had voids when it was safe. Oh, speaking of safe, shooter to the front, please. Shooter to the front. Ooh. Like that. I didn't really want to do an area revealed. Luckily, it was only 1% threat, so there was a very low chance of that revealing something dangerous. But yeah, we want to avoid situations like that, where we open up a void. Oh, flak helmet for plasteel. Redfield, I'm going to have you grab that real quick. Well, no one's watching. I don't know how many zombies can fit in like a 1x1 void, but I fully expect it to be like a ridiculous clown car, like you say, where you could very accidentally have like a massive amount of zombies spill out of like a tiny little void. So just be warned. It looks like we are going to go with viewer suggestions for this next goal. So viewer submitted idea inbox is open. Use channel points to suggest a goal for me. Curious what you guys have in mind. And I'll take maybe the first dozen or so suggestions and then put them into a poll. Oh, it's a boar. I was like, man, that's a fast-moving zombie. So we're peaking at... looks to be like 55 threat or something. Okay, I have enough suggestions ready. I'm going to type them up into the poll now. Thank you for suggesting stuff so fast. We have upgrade base walls with stone. Build a decent bathroom. Upgrade the kitchen for metal floors. Add a turret. Some of them can't be done, so I'm not going to include them because they're just like not possible at the moment. Build a new farm for chem fuel. And I'm actually going to lock it because there was a lot of duplicates. So if you have something novel to add to the list, apart from what I just mentioned, feel free to suggest it. Novel being, you know, not some duplicate of what I just read off. Ooh, a shoot frenzy. That's what I'm talking about. Also, he donned the helmet. I'm going to have him take off the flak helmet. Again, I don't expect zombies to start shooting at me. And as long as we're neutral with Frostkeepers and Troza, we're not going to have humanoid raiders, so they don't pose a threat. But these rooms are now smooth and impressive as a result. Our rec room is still mediocre, but, you know, head in the right direction. We are down to 25 components. I think it's worth mentioning. We've burned through a lot of the components that we have. There are obviously components out here that we could grab, but that's we got to be careful about our component usage. So whatever you vote on, I highly suggest you keep that in mind. You keep making sure that we don't burn through our components as a suggestion. All right, so let's see. Any new novel suggestions? Add defenses to the dock. Create a kill room to harvest serums. Add better pathing to the base. Yeah, all right. So we'll go with that. Those 8. And I'm going to refund everybody that suggested stuff. If I didn't use yours, either it was like a sort of a duplicate or it was outside of the scope of what we're currently working on or something like that. So it's 55 threat, heading down. It might be possible to get a little work done outside the base as we are heading towards a 0. Because of Redfield's shoot frenzy, it should be a little bit easier than normal to clear out these swarms here. Thanks to his inspiration. He's inspired to murder. Those northern ruins are still pretty annoying, though. Because they're very hard to clear out efficiently. Someday, when we have a 0 threat sort of situation, you can make more progress. In fact, all it really takes is for me to, like, knock out a few critical walls to give me better line of sight in areas like these for them to be much easier to clear out in the future. I don't need to do like a full clear, just a partial is kind of fine. So I'll work on, at least for right now, while you guys vote on next priority, work on just making it a little easier to clear this area out. And given that I approach this area from the south, having it be like vertical columns is fine. Horizontal wall, or vertical walls is fine. Horizontal walls is kind of the problem. He's going to need a little break here in a second. I will need to mine that out, though. Those things. Okay. Well, that was pretty good. I'm going to restrict the base. But we are heading to a zero threat situation, so it might be possible to do some more stuff out there soon. Oh, I had meet Rhadamant. Oh, I guess there was no space. Guero. Congratulations. Cut stone. Why aren't you sleeping, Redfield? You do know that, like, sleep is required. Alright, looking at the poll here. You guys want me to upgrade base walls with stone. It is the 1st of spring, just ticked in, so that's pretty good timing. So I'll do them in smaller sections. And then I did just tell Guero to cut stone, so that works out pretty well. Good synergy there. Another thing I could try to aim for, not that it was proposed, is better beds. If viewer suggestions get suggested again, so that I can recover quicker, so that we are more productive during an average day. Just as an idea. No, stop getting married. I'm so cruel, aren't I? I keep forcing them not to get married. I know, I'm mean. But I'm using that future wedding as a way to bolster mood, so I'm just gonna keep gaming it. Because it's for the best. Would removing the marriage spot? No, removing marriage spot doesn't matter. Your colonists will party and get married regardless of marriage spots or party spots. It just tells them where to do it. It doesn't tell them when to do it. Sort of like if you packed a caravan without a caravan packing spot, you would still pack up to leave. You just wouldn't know where you should do it. Unfortunately. But it's easy enough to just keep canceling their wedding with drafting. So I'll just keep doing it whenever I need to. So I'm removing the walls here in pieces so that I don't collapse a roof. I don't want to deal with a removed eyeball due to falling roof tile. No thanks. We are at zero threat. So I'm also going to mine into this void. And this one too. Just to get it done with, because I don't need zombies spilling out everywhere. Because I forgot to remove a void. The doors themselves, I don't have auto door tech. So the doors themselves, I think I'm going to remain as wood. Despite the fact that that's an obvious glaring safety concern. Because I don't want to build auto doors. Because if I built auto doors have a tendency to break down and require component maintenance, and I really cannot afford component maintenance. And wood doors open quickly, and I don't want to slow myself down needlessly for the convenience of, you know, nice doors or whatever. So I'm just going to leave that the way it is. Pet dogs. Sorry, guys. One wedding per 6 months. Yeah, it's a pretty reasonable rule, I think. I mean, that even applies to like families. Like, if you have a sibling that got married, don't get married the same year. You know, unless like there's a good reason to, because it's just courteous, right? It's the same reason unless you've asked permission. Like, don't you know, propose to someone at someone else's wedding. It's just like a rude thing to do. Or a baby announcement or something like that. You know, let a wedding be a wedding. Let it stand alone. Don't try to steal the day. I hear nightmare stories about that. Or if you're an attendee of my own wedding, don't start a fist fight. Yes, I was punched on my own wedding day. It's a long story. What involves a close friend of mine. His life falling apart and resulting in him doing a lot of drugs that he probably shouldn't have done, and me wanting him not to drive drunk, so me taking the keys from him and him thinking an appropriate response of me not wanting him to drive drunk was to punch me. Yeah, don't do that either. That's not cool. Don't be punching people. At my wedding? Yes. When I got married, one of my closest friends tried to start a fist fight because I didn't want him driving drunk. Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't do that. It's just a suggestion. I mean, you know, I'm not telling you how to live your life, so I'm just saying, generally speaking, if you want to remain friends with someone, fist fights at a wedding is like kind of not the way to do it. Who won? No one, really. I mean, he didn't hurt me, really. He was really, really, really drunk and probably other drugs too. That and everyone was appalled. Because it wasn't like a rowdy wedding. So everyone was like, the hell is that person's problem? It's like, oh yeah, drugs. That's what. So I am still going to replace more of the internal walls. As you saw, I replaced some of the wooden ones in there with stone. I'm not done with that project yet. And maybe even the kill corridor. All the kill corridor, or all the spike trap corridor that can be made into stone, I'll do as well. Not all of it can be, because some of it is on bridging. More reason to have a dry wedding? Oh, I have a story about that. I have a cousin that had it was like a rehearsal dinner and a wedding dinner, and the bride's family didn't drink, and the groom's family did. So the bride's family requested that the night before the rehearsal dinner had no drinking, you know, as a kind of a balancing effect. And my family whipped out so many boot flasks, I don't even know where they got them all on the rehearsal dinner. Just be like, oh, no drinking, huh? And like, it almost became like people drank more because they were told not to. So, yeah, I think a dry wedding is probably a bad idea, as people will take opportunity to sneak it in, like, hilarious, dysfunctional ways. I'm speaking from personal experience, but maybe your experience will be the same. But, like, even people that I didn't think. Like, I had a grandfather who was very, like, prim and proper, you know? And even he was just like, boot flask time. It's like, Grandpa, really? Yep. Boot flask time. Like, they told me not to drink, so I'm gonna drink double. Yeah, it was... Which... I felt bad for my cousin's wife, because she's very kind and very courteous, and my family did not show the kind of courtesy that she would have in return have shown. It's like, oof, dude. I'm sorry, but... Yeah. Don't tell drinkers not. Don't tell revelers not to be, you know, not to party. Because extra party will be had. All right, so we are ramping up. Man, it might be possible. See that dip at day 8 and day 11? It might be possible to kill a lot of zombies off at like day 7, and then to have that day 10 and a half to 12 have free open access time around the base. Oh, there is yeah, let's pull that up. Well, there's still fire risk from wooden flooring, but the wooden wall fire risk is mitigated now. I need a new project, don't I? Boom. There you go. You pick. I've been kind of complacent about checking perimeter. But no, it doesn't look like we have any dangers. They're starting to group up, but like that's fine. There's not enough of them there. Are orchards planted forest possible in colder climates? They are. The trees won't grow very quickly, but I could totally plant like a tree nursery here or here or here or something like that. That's an entirely feasible, plausible thing to do. It feels like a really nice base for like a tiny little mountain home. I like it. Oh yeah, they're starting to group up. The high threat is driving that. Dude, do you need more recreation? Come on, Redfield. Come on, man. Your recreation is like a bajillion. You are recreated. Oh, albino. Oh, boy. He got in. So the door will resolve. So here's what happens. The door closed again because Redfield had aggro on these zombies. And then... what the hell happened to the albino? I think the albino, like, stepped on the trap and disappeared. But that's exactly why I had trap corridor there. For the case where the albinos... open up the doors and smush themselves. So it smushed itself, it resolved itself. I don't need to worry about it. But that's what this is for. This isn't for average zombies. This is for when the albinos blitz through the walls. When they get all feisty and they trespass. Oh. I'm glad that ended well for me. I didn't realize that was a void, and that should have been avoided. Yes. You're welcome. Terrible joke. Super happy colony? Well, they paired off 2 and 2. They haven't been cheating on one another, and one of them got married. They're also alive and not being nibbled on by zombies, so they have a lot of reason to be happy. Dad joke time? Yeah, man. I'm a dad. I can make dad jokes. Okay. I would say overwhelmingly, you guys want another farm. So... the problem with another farm, not that I'm going to say no to it, is the cost, right? Because there's a... there's obviously the wall cost, there's the heating cost, there's the electricity cost, there is the steel cost and component cost. So there's some costs involved that... oh, Jesus. No, I can't put it there. The regular terrain is so non-fertile, I can't put it there either. Man, I'm really bad at this. That I can't replant the tree anywhere except for, like, the little ring around the pond. That's another thing, is there's no point in starting a tree nursery unless I actually irrigate it. it wouldn't necessarily need a grow lamp, but I would need irrigation and probably fertilizer to make it worth doing. Because the server, the scenario settings has super low fertility. So here's the fertility map. And the reason I did that is like for the challenge, but also somewhat for the fact of like in a real world situation or in real life, it's not like not everywhere you build is gonna be fertile or whatever, you know? So I'm trying to set it up so that it mimics that. So I'm gonna build it here and I'm gonna have it combined to the other zone. So it merges and it will share heat. Build another farm. All right, so if that's the case, let's go ahead and fertilize this area, as we know we're going to be farming there. Oh, go frenzy. And then I'll start to build the walls, and I'll continue using slate. I just might run out of it. But there's always mining to be done if I do. And then I might want another door here so that we can access this area faster. And then let's leave in space for lights. Maybe just one spot for lights. Because harvesting in the darkness has fail risk. Dudes, thank you for the sub. Yo, do you want a treat? Peanut? Of course you want a peanut. Who wouldn't? Oh yeah, we had a big burn. That's why the rain's kicking up. Where are we on threat? We are on a roller coaster of threat right now. So then the other thing is I'll probably need another solar panel to accommodate the additional grow light. Maybe even two. I don't like the idea of having to waste so many more components, but like, you know, you guys vote for it, so I'll abide. The dude abides. It looks like we're out of slate. Is there more slate? This is granite. This is all granite. I think we're going to have mixed stone as a result. Let me just double check the sun lamp zoning. Can you collect rainwater? No. Yeah, okay, so the zone's right. So we have a lot of sandstone? We'll go with sandstone, I guess. Did Yoda say no to a peanut? I think he ate it. Here, let me double check. Oh yeah, he's eating it. Redfield, I'm gonna have to wake you up. They're starting to group up, and very soon they'll be at critical threshold. If he did refuse a peanut, yeah, I'd be concerned. If he had no diet, if he had no appetite for peanuts, we got problems. You were absolutely right about that. Yoda has like such an insatiable hunger. He makes him sound like a zombie. That I have to be careful about how much I feed him, because he would, and I've said this before, but he would like legitimately eat until he blew up, like the kid in Willy Wonka. He's such a glutton. Wouldn't we all? No. Tusk is totally different. Tusk, I have to incentivize to eat. I have to like put Parmesan cheese on her food or peanut butter on her food. Because, like, she has such a low appetite that, like, she skips meals regularly. I mean, I think some of it is she doesn't like the food I offer her. Tusk doesn't like to chew dog bones. So her teeth get a little bit more grimy. Oh, do we? Oh, shoot. We got trouble. All right. What are people's needs right now? Consume. Wake. We got a tank operator coming in. And the rain's not going to help with accuracy. This tanker operator is, like, definitely headed to a part of the wall that we can't fire on right now. And we are in a kind of a high-threat time right now, so it's not great to be dealing with tankies, but, you know, that's just how the cookie crumbles. Okay, so the swarm is being pulled. This tanky is likely going to breach, so what I'm going to do ahead of time is have a critical stockpile of granite here. And Guero haul the granite to it so that I can patch the wall. Because capturing a tanky between the walls is fine. Man, once I have stronger weapons, clearing them out like this will be so much easier. With just some heavy SMGs, although I will require... Where'd it go? Oh, it's on the wall. Okay, yeah. Alright, let's fight this from the inside then. So that wall's gonna breach. These things break walls very quickly. Cool! Alright, handled. And this is why we have double walls everywhere. So that when they do breach, they don't have free reign. And we had a power explosion, but yeah, that's normal. Normal Randy being Randy. Okay, crisis averted. And if you're wondering, every week I do plan on ramping up the zombies' difficulty to some degree or another. So incidents like that will happen more frequently as a result. And that's supposed to be a good thing, believe it or not. Am I out of... No, I'm not out of sandstone. Cool. Check the zombie oasis up north. How many are stuck? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, I think. Quick count. So, quite a lot of the percentage of zombies on the map. I might, as zombies continually get stuck there, it becomes cheese because once you hit a zombie threshold, like right now, let's say I killed all the zombies off the map and the zombie threat forecast was like 5% or something, I don't think it would spawn zombies because these zombies count against the forecast. So at some point, I'm using that right now as like a way to avert dangers, but like, it is exploity. I'm totally not going to deny that. And at some point it might be worth, they might even get broken out because if a mining zombie ever gets stuck in there, a mining zombie will burrow out of there. So it might not be one of those situations where it's just fortuitous for now, but like obviously it will be countered at some point. All right, let's move the power this way. Remove the power out of this wall. Oh no, don't go to steel plumbing. A shoot frenzy for Stormguard. Nice! So once Redfield's shoot frenzy's done in 3 days, I'll give the gun to Stormguard, and they can just, you know, gonna be zombie hunting season. So let's get fertilizer here. Question. What should I grow? Rice, corn, potatoes, medicine, trying to think of what else. Hops, psychoid, although I don't have the research for that, I'll include it. And then I'm going to need a irrigation sprinkler and plumbing. And then in terms of plumbing, I need to reroute the plumbing lines because the water fountain down south no longer has valid plumbing. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Zed City, which originally streamed live on Twitch October 8th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow zombie slayers,